Hey everybody, I'm Bateman, aka The Terrible Australian of Supermastery.com, and welcome to my video review of the latest Disney animated film, Zootopia. So let's get right into it. Now, it's kind of funny how Disney, excluding Pixar of course, is kind of on a bit of a roll when it comes to their animated films. Ever since they released Tangled a couple of years back, a lot of their sort of animated films, they're stepping up a lot in regards to their animated films, because for a long time, especially during the noughties, a lot of their films, particularly their animated ones, were kind of up and down. Some were just, either mediocre or not, were okay, but nothing particularly special. But ever since, like I said, Tangled came out a couple of years ago, they've kind of been on a bit, their quality has definitely gone up. Like you've had Wreck-It Ralph, which was a big hit, Frozen, which is just became an absolute phenomenon, and as well as Big Hero 6 as well. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed all those films. And they're all really good films. But at the same time, I never really felt like there's anything none of them were particularly amazing. Like, I still really enjoyed them, and they're still really good films. But none of them sort of haven't really sort of, I would say, would label as a great animated film. Tangled, I probably would say would be the closest, because I would say that's my favorite of the more recent Disney animated films. But even then, nothing has really kind of, I would say as a legitimately really great film. But then I heard sort of all the positive buzz about Zootopia, which is kind of one which had a pretty solid sort of marketing campaign behind it, particularly using sort of one scene in particular in the film which was used for the trailers, which pretty much was played in every single sort of film that I'd been seeing at the cinema as of late. So in that regard, I thought, okay, this looks really good. And just sort of hearing all the positive buzz and the critical claim and the fact that it's got 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and all that, definitely had me really intrigued to see if it's worthy of all the great buzz it's been getting. And I have to say, without a doubt, this is definitely of the recent Disney animated films. This is definitely up there as the best one. I thought this was an absolutely terrific film. And it sort of delivers all the sort of hallmarks that all the previous films have. Like, it's beautifully animated. The animation is just absolutely stunning. All the characters are all great. Every character in this film is so uniquely animated, and all the actors just give great vocal performances. But it also sort of does some different things as well. Like, this one's more of sort of a buddy cop film, so in that regard this film had me with just that idea alone, particularly with sort of the pairing of a young rabbit named Judy Hopps, voiced by Ginnifer Goodwin, and a fox named Nick Wilde, voiced by Jason Bateman. Sort of the combination of those two as sort of our sort of buddy cop dynamic I found really intriguing, particularly with their really good, interesting characters, and who are the complete opposites of each other in so many ways, particularly on the sort of outlook on life, which I found really interesting and really compelling. And so it led a really good dynamic between the two characters. But at the same time, though, while it's also very funny, very entertaining, it also has a really compelling and interesting subtext to it, particularly about prejudice, bigotry, and just having those themes in this film just makes this film very timely to me. Especially there's so much sort of like racism, xenophobia, and bigotry just going on in the world right now, and in terms of sort of the big events that are happening in our society right now. It's really fascinating that this film kind of explores all those themes in the guise of an animated film with talking animals. But it does it in a way that, while it's definitely not subtle in that regard, but that being said, though, it doesn't sort of do it in a way that's heavy-handed or preachy. If anything, it does it in a way that gives the film more sort of a dramatic and thematic heft to it. That sort of makes it far more compelling than it had any right to be as a film, and I just got hooked by that, and just where the film sort of explores with its themes, I just found it really fascinating, and it also, like, you know, as an adult, pretty much for all adults really, it gives sort of grown-up viewers a lot to chew on as well compared to other animated films, but at the same time it sort of brings a lot of sort of interesting sort of, but really good sort of moral lessons to kids as well in terms of stuff like prejudice and bigotry, and I think kids will definitely pick up on that and actually learn something about that, not to judge people on who they are and or what they look like, and that to me is just important lessons that every kid needs to know, and in that way the film succeeded at doing that. And also I found, since it's a buddy cop film and it has a sort of a mystery at the core of it, I was really, and also I was just really fascinated, like from a screenwriting level and plot area, like where this mystery is going to go. Like it even went to some places that I didn't even expect, and I was actually surprised about certain sort of twists that happened within the story that I just found quite compelling. And yeah, I just think overall, I mean, I thought Zootopia was a really great film. And just the voice, oh, I forgot to mention, the cast are all great. Ginnifer, Goodwin, Jason Bateman, Idris, Elba, Jenny Slate, and J.K. Simmons, and so many more, all just give great performances in this film. And yeah, I just think it's a really great film, and definitely one of the best animated films I've seen in quite a while as well. So I highly recommend this film. Everyone should definitely check it out, and it's definitely, in my opinion, very worthy of the hype. So if I have to give Zootopia a rating, I give it 4.5 stars. It's not, I do think there's a couple little nitpicks here and there that sort of stop it from being, say, a 5-star film, but it's still a really great film that is definitely worth checking out for sure. So yep, that's the end of my video review of Zootopia. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. See you everyone. Bye.